Hi buddy, welcome back to Cids Modded Live Season 2, Episode 66 with me, Cid. Forgot what I was doing then for a second. And yeah, we're here at the Britannia land. I've restocked the cakes. We've got a great deal of mana being produced. You know, it's going to take a while. This is not, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and this mana certainly wasn't produced in a day. But as you can see, it's currently eating a transformed pumpkin. So that's good. And there you go. And then it'll start on that one eventually, which should do. These will change, and you know, it's just going to keep yourself ticking away nicely in the background. Now I'm going to step away from Britannia for a little while, but before we do so, this area does, oh it is chunk loaded, that's fine. We can leave that. So we're going to head back over to the main base, and we're going to start playing around with a few other things. The other things I've done, I've put a whole lot more blue grass down. You know, this stuff, not the music, and and yeah, let's not go there, shall we? Oh, you know what? We'll chuck that bit of these 2 pieces of quartz. It's hardly worthwhile getting excited about. Yeah. So we'll head back to the base, and we are going to make a start on another little project. And it is only a little project. Oh dear, I can't get that thing. Jumping off there just does not get me the elytra to deploy. But I want to have a play with... obviously, I recently had an episode called Where Did All My Power Go? And I think we're more or less back on top of that now. So we should be pretty much running at full power. I can probably... yeah, we can probably come in here and pick all of that up and turn you off for a short while. And then put some of this stuff in here. And that stuff, to be fair, can just go in the bin. So power wise, we know we're going to be pretty good because that's backed up. These are off at the moment, so that's, you know, that's a good thing, because they were obviously generating eating power, and to a degree thing that this is... I'm going to turn you off for a little while actually, just to give that, because it's really not necessary. We've got all of that power going over there, plus the solar, and this should be doing its potato-y. Oh no, it did. It worked. Yeah, and that is doing its thing. And obviously the potatoes, if anything, the potatoes are where we've got a backlog. This stuff is absolutely fine. That is absolutely working, no problem. But I don't want to be in a situation where power is a problem again. I would like to be able to use that remote wireless stuff, for example. And you know, we've got a serious amount of storage here. I mean, each one of these is, get this right, this is 4 million RF, so each one of these is 20 million RF per column. So that's 100 million RF, or IF as this decides to call it, storage, and it still ain't enough, which is quite frankly madness. So yeah, I need to A, generate more power, and B, store more power. And my phone's ringing. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, sorry about that. So storage wise, we've got some options, and one of these is these things. One of these stores as much as all of that, all of those capacitors in the other room. Now they're not overly expensive, but they are quite expensive in terms of these obviously taking obsidian and eyes of ender, And we would need 6, so 36 times 6, several hundred of those. In terms of flux, we've got a reasonable amount of flux actually, so that's not a problem. In terms of obsidian, we haven't got a huge amount, we'd need to get more. And Eyes of Ender, we're not badly off, we could probably manage that. Why is that in there? They should be processed, shouldn't they? I thought I got those set to processing. That one is, that's just one we have to break, so we have no choice there. But those should have been processed. Let me just go and check my my system here. Oh, hang on. Okay, I need to work out. There was a system to that when I originally put that together. Anyway, the thrust of today's episode is we're going to be doing a bit of immersive engineering with the drill and stuff. So I need you to go into the... That's the power... No, you need to go into here, which is the brown, white, brown. So why is that not going? Brown, white, brown. Fixing bugs, fixing bugs. So it's almost not those at all. It's over here, and it is brown, white, brown, and that is doing... That one, okay, and that goes, takes those. And that one... Now, I told you to... Oh, hang on. Comparing... One of these should be... Or dictionary, yes, MBT. So they should be going through, shouldn't they? Why is that not happening then? Interesting. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just annoying. Because I can go in here and type in the word or, obviously, and I can go and grab every single one of these out and just stick them into the system. It's no biggie. But baffled as to why that is the case. Okay, well, let me just quickly sort this lot out, and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, so I want to play this episode with, and I've done this in the previous episode, but there is petroleum deposits now in, obviously, because we have immersive petroleum. And the device I want to get going is this old fella here, the core sample drill, which we can't make, obviously, because, you know, it requires things. But we can make those, if I can get that. It doesn't, yeah, it'll just take any scaffold, won't it? So let me go and make some scaffold if we can. That should be enough of that. We've got, therefore, everything we need there. These, get a couple of those, that's not a problem. These, we can get some of that going, that's not a problem. Throw those together, that gives us one of those. Now, I can't remember how this works. So I think you place it down, you power it, and it pops out a core sample. And it does it per chunk. So that's fine. However, the other thing we do need to be aware of is we are going to need a lot of steel. And I haven't got a lot of steel. So let me go and start fixing that while we're out faffing around. That's not what I wanted. I wanted coal. Coal would be nice, thank you. Let's head over, get the blast furnace going. We never did automate that, and I'm never certain of the value of automating these, because whilst you do need a goodly amount of there we go, that should do. Have you not got any? Bit pathetic. 78, 79. Oh, that's crap. So we'll drink it. Hey, inebriated effect for the win. and pop that through there, and then we can stick those back in there. And I don't know why I'm still doing this here, it's just kind of convenient. Similarly, it's like this. I mean, these need to move. I've got quite a few things I want to do, but that is, I will be brutally honest, that is the secret, I think, of successfully and enjoyably playing Minecraft, is modern Minecraft, and having some kind of longevity in the world, is to have lots and lots of projects. I need a flux thingy. Start, make me one of those, please. Thank you. Let's get you hooked up to my power. Thank you. We'll grab, I'm just wondering, I want to take some item frames. And let's have a look. Have we got any lanterns, sea lanterns? Not much. What about glowstone? We should have glowstone. Yeah, that will do us for that. Right, so armed with that and that, we can head on over. I'll just double check. We might even have that first piece of. I'll turn the. I've got backwards. We'll head on over to the desert, because the desert's always a fun place to work. That should be cooking its first piece of iron as soon as I'll let that finish. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not. Yeah, it's only one piece of iron. It's hardly worth it. So let's head out to the desert, and we'll head over a reasonable distance to, you know, get a little bit of distance between us and the base. Not that it matters. This the process of doing this, which we need to find the chunk. If we look at the chunk, we'll see we've got the chunk, and obviously we can move into the next chunk. We can move into this chunk. So this chunk here, we can pop you down. We can give you some juice. And I can't remember, do I need, you just need to click it. Can't remember whether you need a lever or not. It's not a particularly long process. It does do the job fairly quickly. And I don't like deserts just because I can, we've got water. Lovely. So armed with a piece of glowstone and an item frame, we can then mark this chunk as being largely useless. Move on, next chunk. Let's see what we get in here. The other thing about deserts is, of course, you know, most oil deposits and everything but in the world that we, certainly the ones that everybody associates with oil, are desert based. I mean, obviously the Russian gas pipelines and stuff are definitely not desert based. Neither is the, oh, there we go. What do we get? Oh, we've got 5,801 crude oil. Excellent. Now that is one we wanted to find. So I might, oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. I keep on forgetting we've got quark, and quark has got a few features, one of which is having multiple things. So oil is nice. With this lot we can move on, and we'll move on to the next chunk, and so on and so forth, and we should find some interesting bits. Now I'm going to run a few off camera and see what we get, but I will be back when there's something interesting to show you. Of course, I forgot one of the things about the this, as you can actually place these in the world. They get these little samples. So yeah, I've taken the glowstone out now. Where there's something interesting, I've left a block of glowstone so it will show up a little bit more. Use whatever suits really, but yeah, we're not finding a lot. I'm more than a little disappointed in the return rate on this. So yeah, carrying on going. I'll be back in a bit. All right, so we've come across the desert in two chunk width. That is 414 buckets of lava, which I'm actually excited about lava, but I'll tell you about that in a bit. 10,257 buckets of oil. 6,573 buckets of oil. That is lapis, 38,400 lapis ore blocks and 915 buckets of lava. That's crap. Yep. More stuff, crap. Iron. That's again. That's a huge one. I wanted one of those. 30,916 buckets of crude oil. Lava. Oil. Galana or lead. Oil. Lapis. That's just water, or otherwise known as crap. That's empty, there's nothing. This one is quartz and water. Nothing. Oil. You're getting a feel of it. Oil. Nothing. Water. I think that one's oil, I think, off the top of my head. Yeah, that's oil. It's only 5,800 buckets, but yeah, it's alright. It's close to home, so it'll do for the first thing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to harvest the oil. And that's not too bad a job. We need a pump jack for that, and we're going to need somewhere to store it. Now, I could store it in a tank like that, but you know what? I intend to have a lot of this, so I'm not gonna. I am thinking that we will store it in the refined storage system. Let me come in. I know I could have flown back, but I just wanted to double check what I'd actually done with. So that's yellows. Okay, and that just goes straight in there. I can't remember whether I've done anything fancy with black and tanks, but I don't think I have. Alright, I've done black for, I did black for a thing, but ender tank. Ender tank is my storage choice. If we have a look at ender tanks, we've got yellow, white. We can get both of those into play, and we can make those ink. Well, for oil, it's going to have to be black, and black, isn't it? Really, there's no real viable, sensible choice. What we should also do while we're here is, I think we've got that one sorted. Portal area is underway. XP paper automation we need to do. Yeah, I don't think we can. Okay, we'll take it off. We'll jump over and continue with to do, which I can't seem to do. So we're going to get the oil refinery stuff and excavator. Okay, and oh, well, I suppose we should bring that back over there. Lovely. Oh, we can. All right, you can interact. You just can't. Yeah, fine. Lovely. Right, we're going to get rid of those. We're going to put you away for the time being. We'll keep hold of that, and we're going to use that. So we need a pump jack. Is our first thing, and we are needing to go pump jack, which requires some stuff. Steel scaffolding, pipes. So look, 11 steel scaffolding, treated wood fence, fluid pipe, redstone engineering block, light engineering block, heavy engineering block, block of steel, and steel sheet metal. So that's stuff to pull together. They're not cheap, so we'll probably only run, well, they're not inexpensive, they're just, you know, a bit of a pain to get with the bits and pieces. So that's that. We also need to think about fluid storage, and we've got, where are we? Let me just have a check of something. We've got the quantum, so if I have a look at quantum storage, have we got quantum fluid storage? I think we have. Quantum tank gives us a quantum disk and a quantum fluid disk. That takes a 512 fluid disk. Okay, I think we should just head there, don't you? So we need a 512, which requires a 2. Do I train the system how to make these? It's a difficult decision, isn't it? The other way of doing it is we just could go with the quantum tank, which will probably store a vast amount of things. Quantum storage it is. Let's go all the way. Alright, so I need to make this. I'm going to throw this together. It's pretty much crafting, so let me get that done. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, want one of them. We've got everything. Hit start, and it's off making the fluid cell. Now the quantum fluid wanted one of them. We do need to get one of those together, so let's get that done. And then it is just a matter of waiting for these to craft. Which I don't know what. Oh, you're missing rice. Okay, just cancel that. It's not necessary. So that's doing its thing. It's going to make 14 of those, 8 of those, and yada yada. It's got to make a whole load of bits and pieces. That's going to take a while. So again, I shall be back with you momentarily. Alright, we should be able to make the 512 fluid cell. We can, which means that we can now leave that in and let that count to 20,000. It's a very expensive crafting process, counting to 20,000. Cost me many numbers, 20,000 of them in fact. But that's fine. So while that is doing, I'm going to start going through and start pulling together all of this lot. So yeah, that's going to take a hot moment. So again, back in a sec. All right, well, in the time it took me to craft those, we are not quite, just I'll give or take about a third, just over a third of the way done on that. 36% actually. I did cheat and teach you how to make a few of the items. We will probably recycle these. I don't think we're going to need. In fact, I will recycle those. I don't see any point in running those in the system because we're not going to make another one. At least I don't think we're going to make another one. It all depends on how many actual fluids we can do. Now, the other thing we probably need to think about then is the fluid grid, don't we? So I need to make a grid, which we haven't got. So while that is crafting, we should probably get that in place as well. Fluid grid, okay. Fluid grid is going to require two advanced. It's going to require two improved and advanced processor. Okay, advanced processor, make me one of those. Improved processors, make me two of those. Have we got the cores set? I think we have, haven't we? Alright, let me just get those in. We need a and a thingy. How are we doing now? So we should be crafting a whole bunch of various cores and bits and pieces. It is using the machine, so that's going to take a hot moment. Fluid grid requires requires a bucket as well. We've got buckets. Hang on. So are we there? Not quite. What are we missing? Machine casing. Are we there now? We are. Well, we've got one of them. We need our advanced processor. And we need our bucket. And we are going to... if I can hit the right button. No. That one. So thing, processor and bucket. Thing, processor and bucket. Makes one of them. Which if we have a look at this and get that, we should be good. To pop that in there, and obviously we can't see anything because there are no fluids in the system, but that's fine. There will be in a moment, or at least there will be the capacity in about 11th, about 46% to go, 45%. I'll let that run. Be back with you in a second. Almost there. I've just been amusing myself by deco crafting upstairs a little bit. And we're going to need to move the deco table at some point again. But yeah, it's something to do. This is actually, as a crafting mechanic, is a really annoying process because it requires no effort. It's just a matter of things. Now you could quite easily chunk load the area, go off, do some strip mining, come back, and it'd be done. So the reality of taking this and crafting it for a cost, you know, this zero cost other than time, seems somewhat ludicrous. Now, the old quantum style, if I remember rightly, required you to craft a singularity, which required, you know, ludicrous amounts of cobble or something. So there was at least some kind of infrastructure necessary to do this. But things now that has gone negative, -2. I don't think that's an issue because they are. You can see the numbers are stored. I think it's just the fact that the system really can't cope with the idea of a thing. Now, how do you put fluid in? So you've got grid, crafting grid, pattern grid, fluid grid, portable grid, storage monitor, security, disk drives. It doesn't appear creative fluid storage block. Yeah, well, we'd all would have one of those, wouldn't we? But there doesn't actually appear to be a means of actually putting in, unless you just sit there and take a bucket of water. Let's go find out, shall we? Before we go and start investing a lot of time and effort and in getting a hoofer, let's go and see what this involved. If I just go and yeah, it's just one, but there you go. Okay, that's fine. Right, I have already gone through here and set up the ender tank with an import set to fluid, and it is got no upgrades at all. I don't know whether we need them yet. I've never really tried to faff around with the fluid side of things. I'd say created a projector, which if I go and have a look at this, we should be on that. So if I craft that and that together, it's now going to be a pump jack display, which, you know, we can see quite clearly what's going on. So let us go and find one of those decent sized oil deposits that we left. And I'm not going to leave bother. I'm not going to I will leave these until we've kind of worked this desert over, and then what we'll do is we will keep the good ones and put them into a storage room, and the crap ones we shall basically, you know, not bother with. Now you were not a lot, so we'll not play with you yet. I mean, obviously we will eventually. I know we've got bigger ones than that, so if you'll pardon the obvious Finbar Saunders moment there. If anybody doesn't know what I mean by a Finbar Saunders moment, don't worry about it. I'm not going to explain it on this channel because Finbar Saunders is a character from the great comic Viz, and all I will say is Fanar. Yeah, we'll do it here. This is a good place. So we'll quickly sleep. Quickly sleep. Don't bonk. Come on. And plob. What would be really handy on the mini map? Just a thought here. But what would be really handy on this journey map would be the ability to mark a chunk in some way, not waypoints, but to actually go in and say, I want to take this chunk here and I want to mark it and overlay it with a, I don't know, a shadow, if you like, something to say I've done this one. So we're obviously doing this layer, and I think it's these two is the lines we've got. I think it might be these two, maybe these two actually. Yeah, it is these two. You can see the dots. So these two we've done, but there's a whole load of desert, and it would be really nice to be able to just indicate in the desert where we had worked. So we are going to set up our pump jack here. I think that's probably as good a place as any, and we're going to take our scaffold. That is that heavy? I actually can't tell, you know. We'll soon find out. That's not a heavy, no. That's a light. It highlights the problem item in these if you put the wrong one down. So that's light. That's a thing. That's a heavy. That is. Okay, that goes there. Oops, that does not go there. That goes there. That goes there. We'll just borrow a little bit of you so we can place that. And then we're going to go with you. Those are going to go there and there. And these are just going to go plop, 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 plop. And then, with a bit of luck, if I've got it on me, and I bet I haven't. Hang on, tools, no, cables, cyclic items, but I've not got the actual. Nope. Alright, well, that's a fail moment there. Right, I'm going to. They are showing us wrong. Are they the wrong sheet metal? Hang on a second. Steel sheet metal. Oh, that's well, just as well I made a mistake then, because I'm going to have to go back to get that sorted. Let me just correct that figure, get my hammer, and I'll be back with you in a second. Soon fixed. I'm just going to stop very briefly off over here just to check what the status of that is, because it obviously wants more coal, and that needs some more steel, iron, and that can all be sent back. Lovely. Okay, and how are you doing? 8.3. Ooh, improvement. Damn. Oh crap. Okay, we've got another bottle. That's all right. Yeah. I mean, again, we don't desperately need to do this. The wither has proven to be no match for us. So we'll pop that in there for a second. I'll drink it a mo. Slurp that. Pop that in, and that can go back in there. That can go in there, and I can go in my belly. Didn't get inebriated off of that either. I'm also obviously getting used to it. Yeah, so made the steel sheets. They were just 4 steel plates, which is not too bad when you've just got a machine that makes them for you. And we should be good to place these in here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with a bit of a tap from the hammer on something, there you go, we got our little pump jack. That's all nice. So we can pop the power, can go there. I'm gonna guess that that is the output. I don't know whether it will take it into it direct or whether we... Oh, it is, it's going. What we probably need to do is oops, no. Let's try that again. We'll go into this chunk and keep it loaded. So that will do its thing. Yeah, that should be that. Let's have a little screenshot. I'm not sure how long I've been recording, so let's quickly head back and just see how that oil is coming across and what kind of speed we're getting. Now, again, I'm not worried about the speed. This, you know, we're in this world hopefully for the long haul. So yeah, we will see. Let me put one of those in there just so I don't forget it next time. 18, 19 buckets. So with the crude oil, we need to think, but this is probably something for a future episode, because to do that we need to do a distillation tower. Now we all remember, well, hopefully if you've watched season 1 of my Let's Play, you will remember this. And this is going to require, it's, I mean, the scaffolding's quite hefty. The scaffolding slab, the iron sheet metal, not too bad. It's mainly the scaffolding that's going to be a pain in the bum. And I may actually use a crafting thing to automate that. So we should be alright. Now that then outputs 3... You input it into the, at the back match with a blue dot where it will be heated until it separates into a number of layers. And it creates lubricant, diesel and gasoline. So we get that from it. I can't remember whether you can put whether you can put gasoline into powering engines, vehicles, or napalm. You make asphalt concrete with that, and obviously you do use diesel. It's a shame you can't use that except on the portable one, which is, yeah, but there you go. Anyway, let me just double check how long I've been recording and I'll be back in a mo. Alright, yeah, we're going to be going 38 minutes, so I think this is going to take a while to generate any. I mean, remember there was 14,000 buckets in there and we've got 79 out, so it's going to take a while. We don't need to worry about the storage because we've got the fluid storage as maxed up as we can. Yeah, I think we're going to go to break this system, and yeah, we're using a reasonable amount of energy on that, but it's not significant. So until next time, this is what I'm doing to the bedroom, by the way. It's a shame that's not interactive. These obviously storage as well, so we can use those. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.